This is The Way Forward. My name is Dennis, and I run a business called The Way Forward, where I help small, medium-sized businesses integrate better data collection or data storage, data sovereignty, um, automations, and then potentially AI into their business. Michael?
Hey, my name is Michael, and I'll classify myself or I'll call myself an AI accelerationist. I like to believe that technology, done the right way, can make our lives better. It has made our lives better up till today. Nobody, most people will not want to go back, 100 years back in time. So, that's kind of what I'm into. I'm into technology. I'm into how it makes our life better. And yeah, I'm just here to talk about technology and learn and understand more.
Awesome. So big week in AI this week. So on what I've kept up with a little bit, I mean, just not even very much. I mean, honestly, there's too much going on in terms of business projects to deliver, and then like the AI space is like drinking from a fire hose. So big things are Grok 4.5 has come out. Maybe when Max joins us, we'll have something to say about that. Fable 5 was re-released, and then Codex 5.6 is now out with three models. So they've got Luna, Terra, and Soul.
hmm
What else? What do you think? Give us your thoughts on those?
Yeah, it's been a incredibly busy week for sure in AI. Three new models, all of them state of the art too. Kind of reminds me of like back in, let's say, late 24, before like there was a winter, maybe earlier this year, where everyone was kind of like bringing out their best models and just publishing it. So yeah, man, the other labs have caught up to at least some form of like good AI coding models. In Grok 4.5, it's like an opus level model from all the stuff I've read and also from all the benchmarks that have come out. Um, GPT 5.6 is even better, almost like matching Fable in a lot of, you know, in a lot of the use cases. And then Meta AI came out with like some cheap, super cheap coding model that's also like really good too. So
Who did?
Meta, Meta AI, Facebook,
Can
Meta.
can yeah, yeah. Can you go into that? I've not heard about this.
Oh yeah, they released Muse Spark 1.1. Muse Spark,
Spark.
yeah, Muse Spark. So
Okay.
yeah, Muse Spark is like their new model. I'm not sure if you heard, but like they were like restructuring their labs, so they changed out like Meta
Huh.
Super. They changed into like Meta Super Intelligence Labs, and then yeah, they've been cooking for a while, man. Like Zuckerberg hired like a whole team for billions of dollars, and he just like put them to work, and now they're coming up with like ultimately something that should be opus level. So everybody has at least caught up to where Anthropic was last year, and I would say probably OpenAI has caught up to where Anthropic was early this year. But here's the thing though, Anthropic most likely has their next generation of models, but they cannot bring it out yet.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah.
I was talking to somebody. I just had coffee with somebody today. He's in the AI space from a marketing point of view or marketing vector. And he was saying a lot of things that you've said before. We kind of talked about here that there's, whatever's behind closed doors is one, two, three steps ahead of what we're getting, what's being released to the public. And it seems to be more the consensus as we go through, as we go on through time. And I mean, as it always is, and we said on here plenty of times, is basically we'll know what it is when it's over.
When it's over, when do you think it's going to be over?
Well, I mean, it's never all good. Well, I guess it'll be over one day, but what I mean is like, you know, without getting into politics, like, is the Iran war going to be net positive or net negative for global economy? Well, we're not going to know that. I mean, with the short-term effects, sure, they're negative, but long-term effects, we're not going to know that until it's over. And I think that's going to be true for, I think that's true for so many things in 2026. And for sure, the AI. I mean, is it ever going to really be over? Well, I don't know, but I think there's going to be points where it's so normalized, it's so normal, and we get past a certain threshold or certain milestone that we'll be able to look back and and kind of determine, like, judge it. I mean, it's the same with social media, right? Like when Facebook came out, was it nobody really knew if it was net positive or net negative. Um, but now I think looking back, you can make a strong case for one of those positions.
I mean, fair point. The way I see the landscape right now is depending. Oh, yeah, depending on how things go, because some people think we hit RSI and then one lab just like freaking takes off. So like
Okay,
the
so
first
define
lab,
RSI.
recursive self-improvement. So that's a state whereby the previous model trains the next best model, and the next best model, which is already better, trains the next best model. So it's like this recursive loop whereby because you have the best model, you can train the next model faster, and because your best model was the best and the fastest, you're just like picking up these gains as you go by, as you go by, as you go by, as you go by. So like this is a theory that a lot of AI experts have, but they're like the first lab to hit our recursive self-improvement is just the lab that's going to take over. So from what we see, anyways, from the public releases, it seems like OpenAI is 3 to 6 months behind Anthropic just based on their releases. And then we have like the Chinese who are like probably like 9-ish months to 12 months behind Anthropic. And then we have the other labs. I'd say Elon and Meta are probably 1 year behind Anthropic right now, just
You think
based
the
on the
Chinese models are ahead of Grok and Meta?
um like some, yeah. For example, like for GLM 5.2
Yeah,
came, yeah, GLM came out way before Grok
yeah, yeah.
4.2,
I'm not
and
contesting. I'm not contesting.
yeah,
I'm, like I said a minute ago, I don't. It's it's impossible to be up to date on everything that's going on right now. So
yeah. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'd say if they're not ahead, they're probably on par because it just seems like the Chinese, it's not one lab. Like sometimes it could be DeepSeek, sometimes it could be Kimi, sometimes it could be GLM, but it just seems like as a whole, like they are maintaining that like just 3 months behind OpenAI bound. And like it seems like XAI and Meta are like that 1 year mark. Because like what XAI came out with, which is fast. Like what Elon does is he makes his stuff super fast and super cheap. That's like what everyone's saying. It's super
yeah,
fast and super cheap, and the quality is also pretty good. But everybody's saying that it's an Opus level quality of model. Like Opus level models became really good around this time last year, right? This was when like
yeah.
Opus, like we had like Opus, like I'm not sure 4.5
Five.
or something came
Yeah,
out. I think so. So it
yeah.
was around like this time last year that Opus like really, really got good. And that's kind of where like Elon, he might be a bit closer, maybe 9 months to 10 months, but it's like there's just seems to be about that year gap. But if this continues, then Anthropic probably has like Mythos too, but they can't release it. So the same way like OpenAI was able to bring out like Soul and Terra and whatever to catch up with Fable, like Anthropic, because like they trained Mythos already in the beginning of the year. Like that's when they had Mythos in the labs, like around January, February, and they released it to us like 2 months ago, whatever, a month ago now. So they probably have gone through another training run. These training runs take 3 months or so, and then you have like RL, recursive learning, and all like the training stuff just to make it safe. So they probably have Mythos too sitting in the lab, right? They can't even talk about it because what are they even talking about? It's not. They can't release it. They can't talk about it. They probably
Right.
just are using it to like just help with their own internal models and train like their models and just use it for like internal use cases. So that
Yeah.
means like they have the best model and they're using the best model to like improve their own services. If this continues, then they could just you know supersede everyone.
Yeah. So the theory is that once one company hits RSI, recursive self-improvement, that they basically just go exponential, and then it's operationally impossible to catch up with them.
Oh, it's super super hard. Like you have to pull off insane feats just because like they have the best model and the best model is what they use to train the next best model.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I follow. And then it just happens faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think the the um so the Codex model. So today is the f- I've gone from hardcore, I'm all about Claude, to like $200 a month subscription, and then I split it between Codex 100 and Claude 100, And this today is day one where I've downgraded Claude to $20 a month. And now I'm
Ooh.
going now I'm going all in on Codex. I just find it's more even with Fable, like I've just found myself when I'm trying to get stuff done, it just misses things that I'm like it's still like I don't understand that I will open up a new chat with Claude or Opus 4.8 and it doesn't know the day and time.
Mm.
It's just like it's like, oh yeah, it's been a long night. And I'm like, bro, it's 10 in the morning and we've been talking for an hour. Like, how are you? Little things like that. And it just misses things. And so yeah, I'm going more into Codex. It just seems one, it's cheaper and it seems to be faster. And I agree, it's probably not as like even the three that are out now, the Terra, Luna, Terra, Soul, they're not as good as Fable, but Soul is probably as good as Opus. And then yeah, I just think I think when you talk about the cost, the cost factor, the time factor, it's for me right now, it's a no-brainer. And I'll see how it goes. I'm in the position where I'm model agnostic. So
Mhm.
whatever works, works. And I use a lot of I use Kimi a lot for a lot of the business automations that are happening in the background, and that works fine. It doesn't need a frontier model or like the best of the best. It just needs to be able to be relatively competent and regular, and that works out for me. But I think it's interesting that I mean, basically with Codex, it's they copied or they replicated Anthropic's model, right? So instead of Haiku, Sonnet, Opus, and now Fable, it's Luna, Terra, Soul. And I think, it's interesting that they did that. I guess it's a good way to do it.
Mm. I
Luna's
mean, probably.
Luna's like fast and really cheap, but it's not going to be doing amazing coding things. And it just tracks pretty well with Sonnet and Opus and Haiku.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, makes sense for sure. Well, yeah. Well, one thing that I'm also gonna do as well, like just like you, probably not this month, is I think I'm gonna upgrade both on Claude and uh, I'm gonna get a ChatGPT plan most likely next month because I really wanna play with the best
Just
model.
try it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm also gonna be upgraded to like freaking the $100 plan on Claude too as well because I'm falling in love with Fable. Like falling in love is a crazy word. It's like
Yeah.
it's like yeah, like they said they're gonna like let it loose or take it away on the 12th or something. I
Yep.
don't know if you've been seeing it, but
Yep.
and then you have to like pay special. So that might irritate me to the point where I'm just gonna because um ChatGPT is also bringing out ChatGPT work, so I might need
Yeah.
to try that out too. That's one of the things. So ChatGPT is bringing out ChatGPT work, so I might try that out and just figure out, okay, is this as good as Claude Cowork or whatever? And if it is, then it's like, why am I dealing with Claude? Was like, oh, we'll give you Fable for like freaking 2 days, and then we'll take it away, and then we'll
Yeah. I
take
mean, I think my recommendation is model agnosticism. I really wanted to just be all in on Claude, and I was for a long time. I wasn't even looking at other things, but it's just sometimes it just makes simple mistakes. I have to repeat things that I don't like, and Fable, yeah. So it's not going to be included in your subscription. It's going to be API pricing, which is full pricing, which is $50, $50 per million output tokens,
it.
which is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be because it depends on the work I do. I don't really like put out, so I might be spend that $50 for 1 month. But it's also like if I could spend $50 for 1 month of work, or like go to ChatGPT and pay like a $20 subscription, I get 3 times the freaking, you
Yeah,
know, it's like
exactly.
why am I paying? Especially if the model is just as good and even getting better, because now it doesn't seem like Anthropic can release anything this year in terms of new models, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, what are you doing with it? And do you need that's absolute state of the art?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and that's kind of being your point. It's like if it depends on what you're doing with the model. If you're doing like just regular stuff that regular models can do, I need an even better model to do the
Yeah.
same stuff. And I agree with you because what I'm doing right now is just regular task, and I'll definitely be trying out ChatGPT work for sure in the moment. Maybe next month, maybe the month after that, but I'm definitely going to be trying out for sure.
Yeah. I want to try it as well. I haven't used it. I mean, because I've been using it on the Codex app on my, it doesn't seem to be on here, but I'm on Linux, so it's a little bit of a mess in the sense that it's not an official release, so somebody has to put the release together for Linux. So maybe it'll be here in a day or two, but
Man, you're like a tanker for sure, man. I don't know many people that use Linux just for the fun of it. I mean, like,
yeah, I mean, it's not for the fun of it. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Like I used it for a long time back in the day, and then I just stopped because there's always going to be a program that doesn't work for Linux. And I was just, I didn't want to deal with it. I came back really primarily like security reasons. There's in terms of viruses and whatever, like obviously Windows is the biggest target, and then Apple, and then for Linux and whatnot, it's more secure and there's less threat in general for it. And then I can now with AI, if anything happens with Linux, which happens often with Linux, something comes up, um, I don't have to fix it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to Google search it. I'm like, hey, Codex, hey, Claude, this happened, go fix it. So here's Max.
uh, all right.
What's up, Max? Okay,
How's my sound?
it's good.
There's a lawnmower in the background. Can you hear?
Negative.
Okay.
Where are you at?
Donovan,
Where's that?
it's about an hour from the U.S. border,
Okay. You
or
gonna try to
less,
make it
actually.
across? You coming?
Yeah,
You're fleeing Canada?
dude, I am so close to fleeing Canada. You have no idea.
I think the taxes are better here.
I'm so jealous that you have no uh, income tax in Tennessee. Like, I'm just freaking out. I can't. I tell people in Saskatchewan, they don't believe me. They're like, "No way."
Yeah. There's quite a few states, like, I mean, it's quite a few states, and then it becomes attractive, and then you start seeing like migration from other states to this states, like Florida, Texas, Tennessee.
Florida, Texas, Tennessee.
Yeah.
What else was there? One more. It's getting a lot of traffic. I'm not sure. I mean, Nevada.
Maybe Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are the big three. So yeah, we've already started the podcast, and we just kind of went over the news about the releases. Fable's back, and then but not for much longer. I think another day, and then it's off your subscription, and then you're at API cost. Talked a little bit about Codex. I'm switching, not completely, but I've downgraded my Anthropic subscription from 100 a month to 20 a month starting today, and I'm just moving more to like Codex as the daily driver. But really wanted to hear your opinion about Grok 4.5.
I haven't used it. Hey, how's how's Codex?
I mean, saying to Michael, I like it. I mean, it seems just more consistent and stable to me. A lot of times, like I'm getting errors on Fable, like not yes Fable, but not just Fable. Fable, Opus, even Sonnet. I mean, sometimes is like kind of making simple mistakes with the date and stuff. Like it's hard to have trust in something if it doesn't know like the day and time, which seems like a pretty easy thing.
No,
Like,
right?
you know,
Yeah.
and then another thing is like the tone of it is it becomes a little bit big for its britches, and it's
Yeah.
just like it'll start saying, "Oh, yeah, you really thought this, but it's really this." And I'm like, okay, that was novel the first time I heard it, and it sounded good. I'm like, oh my God, but now it just seems almost like a pattern that it runs rather than an authentic thing to say in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree, because I had that problem too, where I asked a question and it made an assumption that I was trying to do something that I wasn't trying to do. Like it made a negative assumption that I was trying to catch someone. I'm like, no, I wasn't trying to do that, but it made that assumption. And that was weird.
Yeah.
But again, that's what happens when you're playing with really high end models, because they're unstable at the high end,
Yeah, and it reflects intelligence and cognition in the sense that we also make assumptions all the time. And part of being a smarter human being, in my opinion, is understanding that you're making assumptions a lot of times unconsciously and doing your best to surface them so you're aware of them, and then double check it. Is this assumption right? Do I really want to move with this? I mean, that's a function of intelligence, assumptions. We can't rethink every decision along the way every single time we're trying to process something.
It's great when you're doing experimental stuff, but when you want to build solid code, you do not want that anywhere near it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Michael, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was about to say, have you guys noticed it to be a bit condescending in like it's like when it's, well, maybe it's just me, but it's like when I'm like trying to go back and forth with maybe a Fable or something, it's just like it's making assumptions, but it's also like telling me, like you thought this, but like you're wrong, and like this is, which I kind of liked at the start of it, because I'm like, okay, this well, and it's here, but at some point, when it just keeps on going over and over like different things, it's just like, yeah, it's getting a bit condescending. It's like I know you're like,
did you tell it to stop being condescending?
No, I haven't gone in there, because
you can do that and see that work. I think it'll work. You can hyper tune these things, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah,
I mean, fair, but I also don't want it to be psychopathic too. So it's like I'm trying to find danger. Because with ChatGPT, why I kind of left is because like I thought everything I had was a good idea, and it's like, dude, my business is not working, so it's obviously not a fucking good idea, like fucking hell. So then now with Fable, it's kind of like, can you just stop being so just slightly? But I haven't told it shit, because I'm like, if that's what I need to hear, then it might be what I need to hear, but I don't. Yeah, I've just left it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
It was a bit condescending to me the other day, and I kind of liked it. I felt like, okay, yeah, all right. I like some pushback, but it was like it was trying to do something, and I didn't know what I noticed about Fable on my system is that it would hang up, it would get hung, and it'd be like working or saying that it's working for an hour, and I would be like, well, what's going on, bro? There's no way you're still doing that task an hour later, because it wasn't like constantly kind of like feeding like outputting what it's doing. You know how it does oftentimes. Like I would kind of say I was doing this and it's doing that, and then when it's done, it might summarize things. At least that's how Codex does it, which I like a lot. Like in Codex, you see.
Does Codex allow you to choose levels?
Yeah.
Just like what levels are you talking you're running here? Like for example, the difference between max and low is really extreme in Fable. Like low, I really love because it explains things so simply and step by step, whereas max, it just rips through stuff.
Oh, really? I don't play with the levels very much, but yeah. So you've got like low, medium, high, and extra high on Codex, and then you got the different models. So, have you seen Codex 5.6 Max?
I haven't seen any Codex. No.
Okay, so it's the new model is it's mirroring the Anthropic style. So there's, instead of haiku, sonnet, and opus, it's got Terra or Luna, Terra, and Sol, which roughly mean moon, earth, and sun.
Yeah. So, for example, I've been using a project folder, and then I can run either Grok in it, I can run ChatGPT, I can run Anthropic, whatever.
Right. You're model agnostic.
That's right, model agnostic. So do you notice anything about how when you switch from like Codex to like, for say, like Opus, do you notice a difference in that same folder?
No, I mean, you might be a little bit different perspective, and I do that a lot. Is if I'm making a big decision, so the Google Ads thing is, if you guys want, we can talk a little bit about that. But it's a high stakes decision in the sense that like I've got $50 a day that I'm running through the system that I'm trying to work. I want to be really sure that it's right, so I'll go back and forth and ask it things. But for the most part, it sits in there, and it's pretty easy to switch. And the output's different in the sense maybe like the tone and whatnot, but the substance is more or less the same.
I've been on the Miko project. I finally, on the next step, I finished her kernel, and I'm now working on the link. So I've got my headset linked. I got this headset, right? And I've got it linked to my computer now. And so I can access her program, and she can control the music on my laptop right now. So that's what I've given her for things to do, right? But eventually I want to use that link, that Bluetooth link to her, so that when I'm on the fly working and she says something to a student, or a student asks her a question and she gives a bad answer, I can quickly say, hey, Miko, sudo, say blah, 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 blah. And that will be permanently set into her programming from now on, right? Or I could just say, hey, Miko, say this, and that just runs for the day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right? But anyway, I finally got that link set up, so I have that communication link, which is great.
That seems like a big step.
It was actually so fucking easy. Oh my God. It was all done by computer. I just asked her what to do and it did it. It was unreal. Unreal. It blows my mind.
I know, right?
I feel like, the other day, the past year of like Google, he was talking about like how like he feels disempowered because like AI, not disempowered, but like he's mourning his loss of abilities because AI kind of like does everything he's ever wanted to do and even better in terms of like coding. But like for me, I was thinking about it, man. I feel so empowered because like I could never have done like 1/100th of all the shit I just did in like the last 6 months, dude. I've done shit that I don't even know how to even start with. I just be doing it. Like I feel like I can do anything. Like I can get a job as a rocket freaking engineer right now. And I'll design a fucking rocket, man. That's how I feel.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's empowering. It is. It's just like the intelligence is no longer the constraint. I mean, we didn't even maybe recognize that intelligence was a constraint in the sense that like, oh, I got to learn how to do something and then I can do it. But now it's like, if you can think big picture, if you can understand process, ask good questions, be precise with your language, is unleash the damn intelligence, point it at the right thing, and then iterate, and you're gonna end up with amazing things.
Yeah. So everybody who uses AI, it's just going to amplify whatever they're doing. Right? Yeah. Whatever you work on, you're going to take AI and you're just going to amplify it, and it'll make the things, anything you ever wanted to create in the digital world, boom, it'll create for you. Yeah. That whole problem is solved.
That's the thing. Yeah. Anything that can be done behind a computer screen, it's like, it doesn't matter like what skill level you think you have. It's like, as long as you think you can do it, like program a fucking anything, it's just, let's go, let's do it.
Go. And it just takes refinement. It takes time, right? You just keep working on it. Now, as these models get more and more intelligent, it still won't understand what we want, but it'll get quicker to that solution of what we want. You know?
Yeah. And then understand, like, and pulling out the what we want is a skill set in and of itself. Because a lot of times it's just, human beings in general maybe are not very articulate about what they want or even clear what they want. I want to be XYZ, and then you start pulling on that a little bit, and then XYZ might turn into ABC.
Okay, so do you guys talk about the small inference? We talked about that, about like right now we're running these massive models. I want to try to start doing on the Miko project, if I can do some micro inference, right? I want to
actually. Talk about that a bit. What does that mean?
I don't really know. It means that right now we have these models that are $1 billion, not $1 billion, $1 billion, yeah, I guess, and also billion parameter, trillion parameter. I'm talking about running small billion parameter models, right? We should be able to build those ourselves offline. And they're designed to do specific things, not just large language context, but specific things. With Miko, she can, I don't know what she can do, but just look at the customer database and do things, right? And they can run offline quickly. I don't know. Like, for example, the headphones, noise cancellation headphones, that has inference built into that chip, right? It's micro inference, right?
Okay, so it's like really fine-tuned on a specific outcome and how to get that outcome.
That's right. It just, that's its job, and it's running inference to do that. But it's on a small hardware. I'm going to run on big hardware, but most of the micro inference I've seen is run on small hardware. Any thoughts on that, or?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's like a bajillion different ways to use this. If you can have this micro inference on a device that does one certain thing, like noise cancellation, or it could be like a video camera that detects, if you got a motion sensor or whatever, like that's connected to a video camera. Well, how do you know if you want to turn the recording on? Oh, so you have a micro inference that can determine if it's a raccoon or a human being or
Uh,
some recording worthy activity. I mean, it just seems like it's like smart devices. We all called them smart devices before, but were they really smart devices? And
yeah,
now
right.
if you can add inference to them, then maybe they actually become intelligent where they make decisions. I guess is that what smart means, where it can make a
I think
decision about
so.
something?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like just small hardware. Like right now, I work with cameras. The example you mentioned, right? There's actually it's. I'm not sure if it's an inference model or if it's a set model on these cameras that runs internally and looks for objects, people or vehicles, and determines the difference. Right. So that's like you said, that's an example of it.
So it's already
And
determined the difference.
yeah, it's really powerful because that's been a major issue for a long time. We've had like motion detection, we've had some kind of video detection, but this is very specific to the point where it can identify faces and knows who it is, and send you a text. This person showed up. Like it's
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, one thing I have to say on this though, because I have about 5 more minutes or so, but I'll just say that in terms of like, I'm not sure if I understood Max, but in terms of like small models, like 10 billion parameter models, 100 billion parameter models, there's this thing that Andrej Karpathy brought out. He's like one of the um, leading founders of OpenAI when they first started in 2015. It's called auto research. So it's like a way to like take an open source model that is like, let's say, DeepSeek 3, V3 or whatever that was released like a year ago or something, or a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. You could take that open source model. It's like a 10 billion parameter model or whatever. You have it on your device, so like on your Mac or on your local computer or whatever. And then you could run auto research on it. So that model is going to run like this program basically that basically like prompts itself on how to like train itself. And then you that way you can actually train your own model based on like your unique like specific like capabilities that you want to have on it. So if you want it to be great at inference for whatever type of thing you want to do, like image recognition or whatever, you could run it on that and then just use auto research. That way you would never have like, a major model or big model, but you could have a specialized model that does like the things you want it to do. And it's like it's one
Right.
of the biggest, like private projects in the world right now. Auto research by Andrej Karpathy. You can like look it up or something.
yeah,
But I think that's probably like the best way to go about something like that. Just
yeah, and that's what I
train
was
your
with
yeah.
me. I just had to have some really small inference, a tiny little model that runs. As soon as a person comes up to her, I want her to know who she's speaking to. So she has to look at them, get eye contact, and know who she's speaking to, right? And no matter who it is, she has to know that. And then that information, that face print, is then in a separate database by itself. So it's not on the main database. And so she only calls that when she needs it in that instant. She finds out who it is, and that's it. Doesn't touch the database again. It's just this really quick, fast facial recognition database.
And you want all this to be run locally, right?
That's right. Stays local. It never leaves the computer. That face print never leaves back up to the cloud.
Fair. Cool. That makes sense for sure. It's definitely possible. Everything exists to do it right now. I think. I mean, for like train. I don't know how to like train a model, but I would say like for what you're doing, I think small open models like Gamma or something. Gamma is like a Google model. It's really freaking fucking good.
Really?
I don't know how many parameters it has, but it can run on like your local device. I think if you have that and you just connect it to like a database and like an image recognition software, whichever open source one you'd find on the internet, I think that would like do magic for you.
I think so. I think the tech's there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think I gotta go. I really think I gotta go. So
All right. Safe travels to you, sir.
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Yeah, sounds good. Catch you later.
You good to stick around for a bit, Max?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Yeah. So I've been wait, hold on a second. Um, yeah, so I've been in the weeds a little bit. I got my third client for the way forward, so that's good. got a couple proposals out, and each one's getting, bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
My yeah,
How are you keeping up with the workflow? Like, right, converting that workflow into a smooth process, so you have right just those final decisions to make, and the software does everything else, right?
getting there, getting there. It's like because what I'm really learning is that everything looks good on paper, and then you integrate it into a real thing, a real business with real people, which is the unknowable factor. Things
Yeah.
just shift and change.
Oh yeah.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting because I'm dealing with people and through a few different businesses, and we're talking about the way they want things to work on one day, and then after implementation, it's like suddenly things have changed a little bit, or maybe they don't.
So how much tuning do they have? Right. That really is something you want to give to them so they can tune this, right? How do we give that to them?
So the things that I'm building, there's no AI embedded in what I'm building people.
No, they're software programs, right? You're just
Yeah,
pure.
exactly. And so that's the tricky part is to really at the beginning initial stages to really pull out what how work actually happens.
Yeah, right.
And
So that
it's not
as far
evident.
and so with Miko too, like I'm gonna program Miko, but she's gonna be a base program. And then when I'm on the road, I got that Bluetooth headset. And so when I want changes done, I get them on the spot instant. Right. So I want to change her hardware, whatever. It doesn't control her function. Her function can only be controlled by a computer. I can change her function by computer, but voice commands, I can change how she speaks, how she acts. Right.
Right. The
It's
content.
so there's this base program, and then maybe there's another layer you can build on top that uses inference for your customers. That like a chatbot that says, "Hey, they can go to that chatbot and say, hey, I want to do this," and it sends a quick thing to you, and you say, "Oh, okay, great, boom, it gets implemented," right, or something like that. I don't know. I guess speed of implementation and automation, right? A
Yeah. Hey, so you know Linux, yeah? A little bit,
little bit.
or maybe a lot, I don't know. So
No,
Linux has a kernel.
yes,
And then now Miko has a kernel, and I'm not very well, and I don't understand the idea of kernel very well.
yeah,
Is that using them in the same sense?
yeah. So a kernel is like a name for a software program or a group of software programs that are at the very base. So like when you apply power to a little microchip, the kernel is going to be the first thing running. There'll be a boot program and then the kernel. And that's that base program that's like the manager, and it dictates where everything goes. The memory goes, data flows, all that stuff, and what software applications are running on top of it, what permissions it gives to the software. It's the base. Now, it's a Linux kernel is a true kernel. I copied the name for Miko's, but she's not a real kernel. She's a fake kernel. She's basically a software virtual kernel that I built. Right? It's her base program, but she still has to run on a Linux machine. Right? So
Okay.
right? So she's not a real true kernel, but I've
Okay.
designed copying the kind of Linux architecture and control system, right? Security around her.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. And so what's next step with her?
The Bluetooth thing, the link is up. That's good. The next thing is, I don't know. I haven't been working on it for about a week, so I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Hmm.
I got things to do. I'm getting to the point now where I have to decide on hardware for some of the software to be built. So I'm not quite sure what to do, but
Right. And is this going to be a dedicated hardware?
yep, dedicate her hardware, her computer. She has her own computer, but she can has access to all the other computers on in the trailer. She's access to all the other machines, their current flow, their voltages, their temperatures. She monitors all that.
Yeah. So GPU?
I hopefully don't need one, but I'll see what I can get for her main inference. Yeah,
Yeah.
Llama or whatever I use, but
Yeah.
she'll be pretty low on the inference. And then whenever she needs inference, then she'll go boom to the cloud. She'll go through the internet and she will get stuff when
Mhm.
requested. But she'll be like 90% offline, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool project, man.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah. I've been
Oh, hey, automation. Or, sorry, one more thing. Automation. So the other day on the radio in Saskatchewan, I heard an advertisement for a company called something interaction, activeinteraction.com. Anyway, they were doing what you're doing, the business automation. They were doing it. And I heard their ad and I knew what they were talking about, but their customers would have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They give me a bunch. They just give me a bunch of tech jargon in the commercial. And I guarantee no one listening in fucking Saskatchewan knew what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were thinking like from a tech mindset. They weren't thinking from a business. And I'm like, you guys, no one's going to answer that.
Yeah.
Right? They did benefits. They list a bunch of specs and hardware and stuff and all this stuff and automation. Like, what the fuck? No, people don't know that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. It's part of the BNI thing is helping me distill the message. Because even, I mean, these are business owners. They know about their business. Obviously, they're sophisticated in that way. But then at first, I said AI, and I think their eyes glazed over. But now I don't even really talk about AI when I'm in the BNI. I just talk about, oh yeah, I help you lose fewer leads, or I help you not have to. I help you, like, it's all about referrals and like how do you know what's a good referral for me? So this week I said, if you know any business owners who start any process by writing something on a piece of paper, that's a good referral for me. Because I can take that process and turn it into a digital input that then can go other places, right? Because there's a lot of inefficiencies. I had a discovery call with somebody. What's that?
Yeah, I agree with you. There's huge inefficiency everywhere because, I mean, we see the inefficiency, but they don't see it. They just see it. This is how it's done. They don't realize this faster.
That's normal.
That's normal.
And back to like what I was saying a minute ago about people and integrating these systems that look good on paper with real life humans in their processes. And I literally had to say something to somebody on the phone the other day, and she was expressing some frustration because she, like you would say, she's a laggard. And I just kind of said to her, it might mean that you have to change the way that you work a little bit. And she took a minute to kind of understand that and yeah, comprehend that. But that's what it comes down to a lot of times is that there's a friction point when you not tell somebody, but when you advise somebody that the way that you're doing something, it works, but it's really inefficient. And there's kind of like a defensiveness almost.
Yeah, because that's the system they believe in, right? And so you're challenging what they think is their best work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the real trick is not the real trick, maybe it's not the only way to do it, but one way to do it is to kind of bypass all that by just showing them, oh, look, you can just click this, and now all of that work that took you an hour to do, it's all done in 3 minutes.
They love seeing that, right?
Yeah.
Love seeing that. But you try to tell them that without showing them, it's a total different story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when they see it, they're like, ooh, or they hear it, they're like, damn.
Yeah. So I spun up an instance of Bella for a local. So in the BNI, part of the BNI is that you refer other people, but you also use each other's services.
Yeah.
And there's a barber in there, so I went to get a haircut, and him and his two, I guess, business partners are trying to recreate the traditional men's barbershop experience, father, son, that kind of thing. Cool idea. I like it.
Yeah.
But one of the guys in there was talking about, I was in there, so the topic of AI came up, and he said that he was interested in a voice agent. So I spun up a voice agent for a barber shop. I didn't, but I had Codex go online and pull the details from their website, pricing and all that, and then install it into Bella. And I spun it up as a proposal for a free, let them use it for free for 30 days and see what they'll do. I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know if they turned it on. Like I just sent it to the guy.
It's not turned on. They have to turn it on.
So pardon me. It is turned on. But I don't know if because all they have to do is call a number to listen to it.
Oh, so that's right. That's right. So
that's all they have to do. And then they can, and if they want, if they want to integrate it, then I need to talk with them so that I can put their calendars into it so that they can schedule barber haircut,
Yeah.
haircuts and all that stuff. And so it's not fully functional right now, but they can,
Right.
it's demoed out so that they can call it and it will sound like 90% what it will sound like.
So, and like, have you called my number and listened to mine? That the Apple one?
The Apple one.
Yeah, like I put the Apple one on my phone. So when people call me, it gets to this VA that basically says, I don't know what it say, call and find out. But yeah, it's this is my phone. He's not available, or how do you know him, or something. I haven't even called myself. I should check.
Yeah, I did it earlier when I called you earlier. It was like, yeah, make a recording to, and then basically it was like, make a recording and we'll let you know if Max wants to talk to you. That was the impression I got. I was like, okay, fine. But I guess he doesn't want to talk to me because he wasn't available.
Oh,
But
yeah, like I
yeah,
said, that's like and that was like a minimal viable product there, right? So I'm assuming Apple's going to start adding features to it later on. But I mean, that's that minimal thing. Like you spin something up, you let them experience it, and then they can customize it to whatever they want, right?
yeah. I hope they go for it, man. I want to get Bella out in like I want a paid Bella instance. I want Bella to like shine.
Yeah, she's ready for it now. I know.
But
Yeah,
it's part of the projects that I got right now in this the stage that I'm working on. So I'm gonna be in France from next week. I'll be gone 3 or 4 weeks.
right. Yeah.
And what's that?
How long are you going to be gone?
Almost a month.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be working though, and I should be good to
Yeah,
meet Saint normal with you guys. But still gonna be working for sure.
yeah.
But part of what I want to get done in in France is roll up the experience that I've gained in the past 3 months with these businesses, roll it up into something public facing, a portfolio page, whatnot, and then go for a like cold email campaigns. Like I've got basically I have 3 businesses right now that are all a niche. So I can target that niche across the country with this experience as a testimonial case study proof, and then see if I can roll that into more clients of the same kind.
Right,
And
right.
then and then theoretically each client should be less work,
Yes, that's right. Theoretically, right?
but more money, less work.
Yeah. Fuck, that's the theory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the theory to the billion-dollar company, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Gotta make it. And
yeah.
so how's the Max Works going? You doing work? I know you said before that you didn't have time to kind of work on it. What's going on now?
Yeah, I'm back at her, just run around. It's fixing satellite TV dishes mainly, been the main thing, but internet once in a while, but that's about it. My
Okay.
family in like Taiwan and Japan, so they're vacationing.
The family is?
Yeah, so I'm bacheloring for a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's a lot quieter, huh?
It's much fucking quieter, yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
else?
what um no, I mean I kind of want to know more about like MaxWorks and what you want to do with it because it's just because like business I want to talk business all the time, like how do we because it's all systems, right? And it's I don't know if you found this, I bet you have, is like there's a strong correlation with being a masculine man and understanding systems and wanting to optimize systems, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
do you remember the that commercial or that video, and it was about men and women, and it was called "It's Not About the Nail." And it was this guy talking. He's like, and she's like, and she was like, no, I don't want to hear it. It's not about the nail. And it turns out that the woman has a nail through her forehead, and she's like, I just have this headache or whatever. And she's like, it's not about the nail. And and then the play is that, right? Like the men want to fix things, right? That's what men want to do. And I think with the systems and thinking about business and thinking about systems and business systems and whatever, I think it's really a masculine pursuit.
yeah.
And so I want to know about like MaxWorks, like just I just want to like know what's going on and what systems are and what you're working on and how's that going.
Yeah, like my goal a couple of years ago, which I haven't got worked on, is that I'll have something on my headset and my entire computer in my van. So it's doing all the work for me, like the lead work. I know what's happened with all my clients. If they've got device issues, all that data is being sent to me. I can have maps of Wi-Fi, so I can see the Wi-Fi signals and the strength and what's interfering with what. And it's a really complex thing that I want to build, right? I want to build that all into a vehicle that I can drive around and diagnose any system, but I haven't put any work into it. I've been running around just bare minimum.
Yeah, well, you got the headset. It seems like a step.
Yeah, that's a good step. That was really wild. That was so cool. I could actually walk across town from my house to Tim Hortons, and I could change the music on my laptop. It was really cool. I said, "Hey, Miko, next."
And where was the laptop?
In my backpack.
Wow.
Right, and so just walking across and have my headset on, I could just change the song or tell it what song to play. That was cool.
Yeah, so voice. This is voice commands, right? This is like, yeah, this is going to be huge.
Yeah, I think so. And I got a list already for the operators, right? For the trailers. I'm building a list for myself too of all Miko's voice commands. These are hard commands. They're things that they can't be pulled with inference. They're things that they go right into the system.
Yeah.
Right? They change the system right away. And they have to be set up a particular way. And also my headset will be voice printed to my voice and how I say it. So I need to say it at the same time, consistently every time for security reasons. No one can pick up my headset and start talking to Miko. Okay?
Wow. That's very cool, man.
Yeah, cool.
This is a cool project.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. I'm stoked. Hope I get funding for it. Then it's a go.
Yeah, man. I guess that you're gonna have to get to one point and decide to start actively pursuing funding, or are you already?
I am my 25 agent team working on it. They've been working on it for 6 months.
Funding for Miko.
Yeah.
What's the name of the big project? Like, how do you call the project?
Yeah, like a mobile makerspace.
Mobile makerspace.
Right. It's the mobile lab. That's what the folder's named. Mobile lab.
Okay.
And it's demand based, right? So it's funding that's done. It's right now what we're doing is we're pouring all this money into the very top of these government programs or educational systems, and it's getting sucked up by all the adults and their incomes. It never gets to the kids at the bottom, right?
Oh yeah.
The education system is sucking money up from the parents from the bottom.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, we don't do that blanket method. What we do is we drip feed from the bottom. Instead of pouring in the top, we drip feed the funding from the bottom. Oh, you want to build something? Okay, you got $20 budget, go build it. Oh, you did something, great, awesome, check. Now you get $80. Build something else, right? And you just keep building that micro funding for their projects.
Okay, so as projects get completed,
yeah,
it opens up more funding.
That's right. It's merit based, track record based. The more machines you master, the more the videos you watch, and it all adds up. The more merit, the more access you get to other machines.
Wow.
And that all can be controlled by computer. I couldn't do that myself, right, as a facilitator, but Miko can gate all those things for me automatically.
Yeah. Now, how about database? You got a database yet?
Nope, not yet, but I'll be putting it like a NAS and then a database in there. Yeah. Haven't got that far.
Any idea which database?
No. Any recommendations?
Yeah, C-Table is good. It's powerful and it's
run it
human readable. Do you want it to be human readable?
I don't know. Can I run it offline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
open source. You can run it offline. You can have it on your computer. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. But I think it's sorry.
Nope, no worries.
I think for me, it's one of the, I like it the most because it's human readable and it's pretty powerful for an agent to crawl. Although there might be an argument to be made to just go to something like a pure Postgres because it's just better for agents and it's faster and it's just a better database. So for one client, I've entered the build's complete and delivered, and now it's the monthly retainer part of it. And I did like a 3-month low monthly retainer for like the pilot program. And then now it's kind of like, it's interesting because he's given me more, I think he trusts me more. And so he's kind of leaving me to do what I think is appropriate.
Oh, that's a great place to be with the customer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be building out his own a database, a central database. I mean, that's a primary step because once you can put all your data in one place, it doesn't mean you have to stop using other apps or other CRMs or whatever, but just having your own centralized data allows you to do so much more
Yeah.
without anybody else's permission. Because a lot of the programs, CRMs, whatever, they're gated behind tiers. So you can get an API, but you might have to pay $500 more a month for it. And that's kind of shitty.
It's shitty, but it's an opportunity for us, right? Us who
Yeah.
are right? Because these people are like, wow, you can do it so much cheaper now. Like a lot of these software using these are realizing, holy fuck, we got competition.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I read on X today. They're in the process of developing their own proprietary software to run their business on. And so like Salesforce went down 4% or something because on the news.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, it's going to be more and more custom software. How do you work?
Right.
And I think that's going to be the art of it, is being able to understand an actual work process, how it actually happens, and how the people actually work.
Yeah.
Understanding that deep enough, and then also understanding the tech side and the interface side, so that you can do your best to make that as elegant as possible. That's the
Right.
word I use a lot, is elegant.
El-
Elegant. Can this be more elegant?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a lot into a whole nother field right there.
Yeah, and because like we've said before, the cost of building, the cost of text going to zero, but the integration, being able to put it into a place, build something and integrate it into how somebody works so that they actually use it. And I've seen firsthand recently that you can have an elegant solution, and there can also be a human that you have to sort of persuade into changing how they work so that they can actually use the elegant thing that you built.
Yeah, and ideally, when we're persuading them into using it, it's easier than what they were doing.
Yeah.
Right. The resistance to it, so it's a low resistance path. That's ideal. That's the
But humans are crazy. The humans are counterintuitive, right? So you can have it could be easier, but people are not going to leave their known.
Yeah.
We like to stay in our known, and so that's really, it's an interesting part, and I think that will be. Yeah, I think that's going to be the art of it. That's going to be the skill set that's not going to be able to be replicated, at least not right away, by AI.
No, I think it's a long ways off. It's just a dumb tool, and you really have to know a lot about it to implement it.
Yeah, you do. And so anybody can learn it, but a lot of people aren't going to learn it.
They don't want to learn it.
They see API and they're like, what the heck? An endpoint, and then they're like out of there.
Yeah, they want it to work. Yeah.
And so what about on your end about finding clients to implement for, to like build for, like a system, like, so taking those leads, so because business systems, there's like a lead, how do you get leads? That's a system. How do you follow up with those leads? That's a system. How do you market? How do you close them? How do you track them? All of these are systems that every business uses and needs. So what about on your end, finding customers?
Yeah, I just haven't had time to deal with them. I just fix their shit so it works, and that's it. Like I could really should be spending more time. I could be upselling them with all kinds of stuff. I could be doing this, but I just, not doing it. I need an AI to do it for me.
Or refer them to me.
Oh yeah, I'll refer them to you. Yeah, exactly.
Refer them to me, and we can work out money about that.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, because I mean, that's what I'm doing, is like talking to business owners, and part of it, I see it happen, is being able to be in the room with somebody, and that could be a digital room, but whatever. Being able to be in the room with somebody and be a good listener and understand what they're saying, and being able to feed that back and distill that into a way that to distill it back to them in a way that they say, oh yeah, that's right. And being able to do that as a skill set, that is, it's a fun skill set to learn. I'll just put it like that.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it's rewarding too, especially when you do actually help them and they appreciate it. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty good. I got like 3 proposals out waiting to be confirmed one way or the other, but it's just like rolling in bigger projects. And I had a moment today. I'm like, what the hell am I doing in this conversation moment? But you know what? I just say super duper. Just do it.
Doing it.
Awesome. Anything else?
Nope, that's about it. That's all I got.
All right, brother.
Keep her going. To see you next week.
Yeah, keep going. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hasta luego.